Okay guys, so I'm starting with my Becca Ever Matte Shine Proof Foundation in the shade Tan. And I'm going to be mixing it with my Neutrogena Skin Clearing Oil Free Makeup Foundation in the shade Warm Beige. Reason why I'm doing this is because the matte foundation is a little bit more dry. And I don't want as dry as a look because she already has dry skin. So I'm going to be priming her face with the Healthy Skin Primer by Neutrogena with sunscreen. I'm using sunscreen because, as you can see, she has like white spots on her face due to sun damage, so I want to protect. And also this primer has like a luminous finish, so the matte foundation will go in perfect because it won't be like a dry, like too like non-vivid color, you know. It's gonna be like more vivid, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm gonna be putting a little bit of that primer on her face and then applying the Becca foundation first because that's the main one that I want to use. And I'm not going to be applying with my fingers because it has like a little point that I can just put it on the face. But the Neutrogena one, I'm going to be applying it with the tip of my fingers and then blending all of it with a beauty blender because I feel like the beauty blender is like the best tool to blend out foundation, especially when you're like mixing two of them. That's it. So now we're going to be concealing with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is legit one of the best concealers in drugstore, and it's not a very light concealer, this shade, because she's only 15 and I'm not trying to make like a really noticeable makeup look, but I'm also trying to cover imperfections. So this is going to be in the shade Honey. It's still a lighter concealer than her face, than her actual skin tone, so it's gonna give like a little more like of a highlight, I guess, like a little bit, but not too much because we're not trying to make her look like Kim Kardashian concealer. So I had to blend out the concealer before I put the rest because my mom had called her for something, so I just finished the rest later. And I'm just blending in with the beauty blender again. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start contouring since everything's already there. What I'm going to use to contour is going to be my Hoola bronzer by Benefit. It's legit one of the best bronzers out there. It works for so many skin tones. She's like a darker shade. It's still good. It's so bomb. So what I'm going to be doing is applying the powder from all the way up because I want it to look as natural as possible and don't have like any missing patches. I'm going to do it like little by little because I rather have too little than too much, and then I don't know what to do with it. You get me? So I just put little by little. I take my time on it, and I know it's not perfect, the focus on the camera, and maybe I should have done it another way, but it's my first YouTube video and I'm still trying to get used to this whole recording and doing somebody's makeup in front of the camera. It's pretty complicated. So I'm using the little brush that comes with the Hoola bronzer, and it's in the travel size because I just wanted to try it out first before buying the full size. So yeah, I still think it works fine. So I'm doing a very harsh line, as you can see, because she has a round face. So my purpose here is not to make the face even rounder, or I don't know, some people try like rounding the face a little bit because they want higher cheekbones, but in her case I want to make her face a little slimmer. I saw it in one of Jaclyn Hill's videos that actually making the contour line harsh gives it more of a, like if you lost weight on your face. Then I really didn't contour her forehead because she has a small forehead, so I just bronzed it a little bit. And now I'm contouring her little nose, and I'm starting from all the way up top, building itself to the tip of her nose, and then doing like a little triangle under it. So like I said, from the top, because I want it to look like it's coming from within and it's not anything fake. So there's a little. Okay, so to highlight, I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. It's in the shade Caramel Toffee. So I lost my favorite translucent powder in vanilla, so I'm gonna be using this one, which is pretty much works awesome, and it costs like $2. So I'm gonna be baking her face. As you can see, my sister here did not know what baking was, and she was like traumatized. She was like, "You're putting too much, oh my god, what are you doing?" And she was like, "What are you doing? What even is baking? It's like my face gonna bake?" Okay, so I'm contouring, baking her face a bit, since I didn't put as much as a really light concealer and all of that stuff. I'm putting the powder under her contour so it could be a little bit more defined. And now I'm gonna be doing eyebrows. This one is the Milani one in the shade Brunette. Guys, this is like an awesome dupe for the Anastasia brow tip. But anyways, I did the eyebrows outside camera. I'm gonna do another video that's just specifically on eyebrows. But for her, I really didn't do much because she naturally has thick eyebrows. Okay, to conceal the eyelids, I'm still using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I'm blending it out with the Beauty Blender to prep it for eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using my CoverGirl little eyeshadow palette. It's really tiny. You can get it at any drugstore. And I love these shades. They're like fall shades. So right now, the shade that I'm gonna use as a transition color is gonna be that one right there. Like I don't know how to describe that color, but it's just really pretty. So I lost my big fluffy brush, and I'm gonna be using a smaller fluffy brush. I don't remember from what brand it was, but it does the work. So she has really small eyelids, so I don't really have room to like be putting so many colors and blending so many things out. So I'm just gonna stick to something very simple. So I'm just doing the transition color right now, and then what I'm gonna do is do something darker in the inner corners of her eyes, and then blending it all out. I'm using that darker shade from the palette. It's like a chocolate shade, and I'm gonna be using a smaller brush to applying it in the corner of her eyes. I'm just packing it really good, so then when it comes to blending it, it creates a more intense look in the corner of her eyes. So yeah, that's what I do. And I put a little bit to the sides too, because I like going from darker to lighter, like little by little. I don't like going from dark to light. So now I'm gonna be blending that out with the same fluffy brush that I used to put the transition color. Well, in this case, yeah, I mean, I guess it would be called a transition color too. But that's mainly like the color that's gonna pop out the most. And I'm not putting that much in her actual eyelid, because I feel when I put the eyeliner, if it's way too dark, it's gonna look weird. So I'm just putting it all more in the inner corner of her eyes. So now I'm gonna be using an angled brush to apply the shade for the brow bone, and it's such a beautiful shade. Like, I don't think the camera captures it really well in her little hairs, but honestly, every time I put that, I use that for highlighter too. It's like light to the lords. Like, it's so beautiful. I don't think this camera does a really good job at capturing like the colors or anything, but you can see like what I'm doing there. So now I was blending a little bit to just get rid of the harsh lines. And now what I'm gonna do is get a fluffy brush from like a face powder brush from Crown Brush Cosmetics, And I'm gonna be taking out all the excess powder that I used to bake. I don't know what I was doing, showing the brush too much. And I'm just gonna be like rubbing it all over her face because I don't want that contour line to either to stay there very harshly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just gonna be blending it out, or at least taking it out, taking all the excess powder out and making her face look as natural as possible. So now I'm gonna be getting a little bit of the contour palette, darker shade, and putting it below her jawline because to create a more defined jawline look. So now I'm showing my favorite powder brush. It's like, I don't know why I was showing it so much, but it's like so good for blending. Like it's not too open, it's more like closed, and like I feel for blending like powders, it's amazing. I mean, it's a powder brush, but yeah, like for blending it, I feel like it's amazing and it's so soft. So I'm using my Urban Decay 24 Hour eyeliner in the shade purple. And I'm just showing the eyeliners that I'm going to use. I'm sorry if I did it too fast. That was a Tarte Longwear Liner Precision, something like that, and my Sephora eyeliner. So like I said before, I'm going to be doing a different video on how to do eyeliner, but that's how I did it, and that's how it came out, that side. And then I think, yeah, now I'm going to just do the bottom with the eyeliner I just mentioned from Urban Decay, and those are the eyes. Eyeliner on fleek. So like I said before, I don't want to apply falsies because I want not too bold of a makeup look. So I'm just like curling her lashes and putting mascara. I went too fast over there, but I used a different mascara for the bottom lashes, which is from, I think, Avon, but it's a really good eyelash. I'm just gonna note it down below. And that lipstick is from MAC. It's Legendary Velvet Teddy. I thought it was gonna be so pretty on her lips, and it was not gonna be so intense. But around it, I put another one of MAC's lipsticks in the shade Verve, and I tried making like an ombre look on her lips, I guess. I don't know. So now I'm just going over with a little bit of bronzer that I had from CoverGirl that has like a little bit of shine, but it's still super pretty. I mean, not shine, like sparkly, I guess. It's just really pretty. And like I said, she has a very matte face. So now I'm going to be using that shade that I said before from the eyeshadow palette, the one that I used for the cheekbone, for the brow bone. And I'm going to be using it as highlighter because I feel like it gives such a pretty highlight. And I'm going to be applying it on her cheekbones and the tip of her nose, in her chin a little bit, and also on top of her eyebrows, so it could give it more like a voluminous look and make it seem like she has a little bit of a, not bigger forehead, but not too small of a forehead. You get me? I don't know. I'm horrible at explaining things. But yeah, I like to highlight her face a lot because I feel like it looks healthy and super pretty. So now I'm spraying with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus. You couldn't see that, but it was just there. And I think we are done. She looks so beautiful. My little baby. I'm just tossing her. But yeah, that's the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm so sorry if it couldn't be better. It was my first video.